Okay. My name is Miss Fisher. I will be your school social worker for today. Anything that's discussed between me and you will remain confidential. If it has anything to do with harming yourself or someone else, then I will have to report it. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, so how are you doing today? What brings you in today?
I've been extremely stressed about this upcoming exam that I have to get into the graduate program.
Okay. So what are you doing to prepare yourself for this exam?
I've been studying and taking notes.
Okay. Um, how do you study? Like, what study mechanism do you use or prefer to use?
Flashcards the most because it's easier to alter the question and the answer to so that I can understand it better.
Okay, and do you color code your notes or do you highlight information or how do you really interpret your information? Like, do you put in your own words or?
Yeah, I put it in my own words, and I also use I highlight my notes.
Okay, and putting it in your own words do help you out
Yeah, it helps me out
with
better.
the information.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, how often do you study throughout the week?
I study three times out of the week for just an hour.
Okay. And why just an hour?
So I don't get too overwhelmed, and then I also try to have a social life too.
Okay. Um, and what does your social life look like?
I have a group of friends that I hang out with all the time. They don't always influence me the best, but um, they know how to make me forget about my exam that I have coming up and just anything that I'm stressed about.
Okay, and when you said they don't really influence you the best, how? What do y'all like? What are y'all into?
So um, if I'm having like a really bad day, they'll come over and we'll drink mostly. And when I start drinking, I don't get any of my homework done, and I don't focus on studying for my exam.
Okay, so how often are y'all hanging together throughout the week?
We hang together every day after I finish homework. After I study for that hour, I go hang out with my friends.
And y'all drink every day?
Yes.
Okay, is it anything bothering you? Like, what's causing you to like drink almost every
I
day?
think just stress. I don't think I'm handling the stress well, so I guess I'm using alcohol to cope.
Okay, alcohol is cool. Okay, so when you're not drinking alcohol, how do you feel?
I feel that I'm overwhelmed.
And when you are drinking alcohol, how do you feel?
I feel relaxed.
Relaxed. Okay. Um. So your friends influence you to drink alcohol, or you drink alcohol by yourself, or
I would say that my friends influence me because if I don't hang out with them, then I don't drink.
okay. So okay. Um. What are you doing mentally to prepare yourself for this exam?
Um, I've been trying to find tutoring on campus, but I really haven't looked into it that much.
Okay. What emotions are you facing, or are you like going through um when you're thinking about the exam? Like, how does it make you feel emotionally?
I feel very overwhelmed.
Mhm.
Um, I feel that it's like a lot of weight on my shoulders.
Okay. And how do you respond to being overwhelmed? Like mentally, physically, emotionally. How do you respond to it?
Usually when I'm stressed, I call my friends, and they normally help with that. But I don't really deal with my own feelings. I don't really deal with them. I try to push them to the side.
Okay. And do your parents drink or
No,
your
my parents don't drink. They're very religious.
or very religious? Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're going to take a test or an exam, do you drink? Do you think about drinking, or do you think about like other outlets?
I do think about drinking, but I know that drinking um, can definitely like affect me, so I try not to think about it as much.
Okay.
So I try to pray.
Okay. And when you do pray, how does that make you feel? Or after, before and after?
Before I pray, I feel like just really low, but like after, I feel like I have faith and that I can do this,
Okay.
and I don't need to drink.
Okay, so that will prepare you. Would you use like praying for to prepare you for your exam or to
Yeah.
relieve some of that stress that you
Yeah.
have? Okay. When you're studying, to piggyback on when you're studying, how do you organize your information?
I tried to break like they gave us like something to go off of, like I guess you could say like a study guide.
Mm-hmm.
I try to go off of that and just simplify it.
Okay. So right now, as we're speaking, like, what are your confidence level? Like, what are your confidence level, and what are you doing to build up your confidence level?
I guess you could say my confidence for like any test or any exam that I have to take would be like a 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
Okay. And why is it a 6?
Because taking tests make me extremely nervous. It's like I forget everything that I just studied for.
Okay. And you get extremely nervous because you might not know the information, or you feel like you lack skills in like taking the test or
I
something.
think I lack skills of taking the test because I study the information, so I think that I know it, but I think that I might not be the best at taking tests.
Okay. So what skills do you use when you're nervous during the test? What skills do you use?
I try to not look at the time because I think looking at the time makes it go by really slow.
Okay.
And I also try to put the question in my own, like interpret it, like put it in my own words, and then try to find the answer.
Okay. And do you have a good support system at home, or
Yeah, I do. I do have a good
Okay.
support system.
And would you have you ever considered like tutoring or
Yeah,
things like that?
I'm definitely considering tutoring right now. I think that would definitely be beneficial for me.
Okay, and like to cope with like your emotions and stuff like that. I know alcohol is the way like you cope and stuff like that, but sometimes that can have a negative impact on your mental health.
Yeah.
So sometimes drinking alcohol can lead to like other things, and it really doesn't release stress. So right now we're focusing on your stress level, and obviously it's high. So did you want